Welcome to Orient Live, and the O's face Michael Scabala's Lincoln City this afternoon, and we're going to be bringing you all the action here on Orient Live. And in the studio, I'm delighted to share that. We've got two very special guests today. They battled it out on the pitch against each other many times in their career in the Football League, but they're joining forces today to bring this game to you on Orient Live. It's Jabo Abire and, for the first time, Adam Thompson. Boys, welcome, and Adam, welcome for the first time. How have you been?
Yeah, good. Yeah, obviously still haven't got a club at the moment. Started my own business, like a mentoring sort of mental performance business. But no, running, rehab's going well, and I'm looking to hopefully be looking to get into a club hopefully in the next sort of few weeks or so. Yeah.
Fantastic. And Jabo, a bit on this game. Tuesday night was bitterly disappointing. Really, a good performance still. There's been a lot of good performances in the last 4 or 5 games. We've got to start turning those good performances into 3 points, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. But I think from where we were a few weeks ago to where we are now, I think the lads have done really well. And you just know when you're watching them and they're performing really well and well in games, and we have our moments where we could have actually equalised and gone on. It's just a bit like, we're so close to being really consistent and climbing, but we know it's there. So, and considering where we were a few weeks ago now and being unbeaten in 4, hopefully today we can just get back on that trail and keep climbing, because the optimism is definitely there.
And Adam, of course, you know Richie and a lot of the lads very well from your time here, winning the league with everyone. But what would you expect Richie's reaction and a lot of the lads' reaction would be to that Tuesday night defeat to Exeter? They wouldn't have been best pleased.
No, but I think they would have taken the positives. I think after listening to Richie's interview, I think he said again it was another game that they should have won. So I think we're hearing the same things over and over again. On paper, we did see, obviously before the season started, it did seem like a tough start. I think now we're getting to that point where you're hopefully sort of getting to the latter stage of that and playing a bit maybe lesser teams. So hopefully the good performances now will reap the rewards of a win.
Hopefully so. Right then, we're going to take a look at the teams very shortly, but first, as Tom has just referenced, let's have a listen to Richie Wellens' pre-match interview.
Gaffer, getting towards the end of what's been a really hectic schedule, but Lincoln to come first on Saturday, what are we expecting from them?
Tough game, a tough place to go. Not many teams win there. They're on a good run at the moment. They've had a good start, and it's like any League One game. I spoke to the players after Tuesday's night. I see every single game, no matter who we play. We play Birmingham at home here, and we played Shrewsbury away. And for me, every single game in this league is 50-50. And if you do little details right, and the moments come your way, then we can beat anybody in the league. But on the flip side of that, you can get beat by, even though we've played well in games, the other night, Tuesday night, I thought we played well. But we don't take the chances and we don't defend one. I think they had one shot on our goal until we opened up with 10 minutes ago, and they got us once on the counter when we give it away sloppily. So it's same as every other game, very, very difficult game.
When we are playing well in games and the results aren't always going our way, for someone like you who sort of kicks every ball, wins every header on the sideline, does that make it easier to take? Does it make it harder?
No, it's bittersweet really, because first and foremost I'll always look myself in the mirror and I'll look at how we performed and what we've done beforehand and what we've done during, and we ain't doing a lot wrong. But some of the chances that we're missing are easy chances. So we need to be more ruthless in front of goal. That's something that I'm aware of, and something that I need to give the players more confidence and try to improve them. But against not one team this year have we been bombarded, not one team we don't give many chances away. Same as Exeter the other night, they didn't have many chances at all. So no, we break it down, and there's certain things that we need to get better at. But I've been really, really pleased with the performance, but people will get sick of hearing that. Sooner or later we need to start putting a run together where we're consistently winning games. I thought I'd found my strongest team, and then with the schedule, as you mentioned at the start, you have to start then chopping and changing it. TJ's been a big player for us recently, has to come out. Sean Clare, who at the moment is one of our best players, he has to come out. So not ideal when you're chopping and changing, but the players that got minutes the other night should be more up to speed now. So we'll obviously wait on TJ, wait on Sean. So maybe we've got a fully fit squad going to Lincoln.
Right then, time to take a look at today's teams, starting with the O's, who are on the road and on the hunt for their first 3 points in a few games now. And there's a couple of changes from that defeat to Exeter on Tuesday night. Tom James and Sean Clare both come back into the side. But let's run through the lineup in full. In goal is our number one, it's Zach Hemming. That back four, it's Jack Curry at left back, and as I say, Tom James comes back into the side. He plays at right back, and then the two centre backs this afternoon. Jack Simpson partners the captain, Omar Beckles. Dominic Ball keeps his place in midfield, and Sean Clare also returns into that position. The three just ahead of them is Ollie O'Neill on the left-hand side of attack, Dan Adjie on the right, and then Ethan Galbraith is through the middle. And leading the line once again is Charlie Kelman. And on the bench for the O's is Noah Phillips, Brandon Cooper, Dialang Jayassimi, Darren Prattley, Jordan Brown, Sonny Perkins, and Jamie Donnelly. Now, those two changes, Jabbo. Your man Sean Clare, I know how much you love him. How big is that coming in? He's gone off injured a couple games ago. He got half an hour on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
The fact that he's fit and playing though is big. He's been really crucial for this side.
I really think so, and I think probably Richie's beginning to see that now more and more in his performances, because when he's not playing, you can see the difference. Even when he come off against Wrexham, when he come off injured, it kind of just changed the energy, changed the flow in there. And I felt that, you know, if we had him in there, we probably would have ended up going and getting the win. I just think he's that crucial at the moment, and he's been a catalyst in how well we've improved and our stability in the game. So I'm buzzing to see him back. And the team looks good, looks solid. And I think that's what we need now. We've climbed, we've got into a nice position. And I think it's just getting the synergy, getting people playing with each other regularly and getting those interactions. And I think once he can find his sort of best or settled side, I think we can really get that progression. But the team looks nice today.
It's a good point, because the back four, obviously we've been forced into a couple of changes. Recently Tom James has had a bit of a knock. Dan Happy's still out with concussion. But how important is a settled back four? You're looking at this one today, Adam. How are you expecting them to settle in together?
Yeah, I think it's not just, obviously it's important for a back four, me being a defender, it's always nice to know what the player next to you is going to do, what he prefers, where he prefers the ball to be, how he prefers to defend, front foot, back foot. But I think generally the whole team so far this season, I think if you look at the team, I think obviously beginning the season, Jaden Sweeney, Zeka Biero starting matches, and then now sort of they find themselves out the team, out the squad. So I think as a settled 11, I don't think Richie actually sort of has figured out yet, you know, that sort of winning formula. Obviously Sean Clare started at right back, was doing well, solid, but now, like Jabbo was saying there, like moved into centre midfield position, he's affecting games probably more. So I think he's getting there in terms of maybe that settled 11. And I think today, you know, if the result goes that way, after the performance Tuesday night, in Richie's opinion, I think that'll go a long way to sort of solidifying what 11 he prefers.
And it's a good point, because obviously we say about how it's Richie's headache of what his best 11 is, but I guess it's also up to the players to really kind of grab that opportunity and take it.
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, there's some really good players on the sideline, some really good players that can really make an impact, and when they're firing, they're good. And it's the man just say like, oh, it's a headache, but then it's a good headache to have when you've got players chomping at the bit. But I do think, you know, he kind of needs to find that his best sort of not best 11, but you know, his starting 11, whereas then other players know, right, and Richie's shown that many times, like if a player's on it, you'll get the opportunity. He's not one of those ones where he's fixed on his 11. If someone's jumping at the bit, he ain't hesitant to remove someone and put someone in. So, and it keeps everyone biting, then it keeps everyone on it. So I think once he kind of gets that 11, but everyone knows on the outside that if they are training well, they will have a chance. We get some managers that will just, no matter what, they'll stick with that 11. You can do everything, you're not going to get in. But I think Richie shows that, you know, if you're on it and you're firing, I'll remove people and put you back in. So it keeps everyone on it and honest.
And that other change, Tom, let's talk about Tom James then, because he got back in amongst goals against Peterborough on that Tuesday night a couple of weeks ago now. I think he's probably cemented, when fit, a starting position. Richie at the start of the season was seeing what Sean Clare did there, you know, he was trying to work it out. But I think you've seen up close and personal what Tom James can do and the quality he possesses. He's one of those players that if he's fit, he's in that starting 11 now, isn't he?
I think so. And I think obviously being part of the team for the last few years, Richie's made it clear how important he feels Tom James is for the team. I think the way he plays and the way we want to play as a team helps us so much. He's so calm on the ball. He's got that ability to find that sort of killer pass which is what we need in that final third sometimes. And he is reliable as well. So I think he's got everything that Richie looks for in a player. Also his calmness in terms of like the way he speaks. He's not a shout and a screamer when things are going bad. You can look to him and he'll be the same. So I think he's really important. I think, again, that plays into, obviously Sean Clare started at right back. Now obviously TJ's in there, Sean's in the middle. So I think we're starting to find, that sort of maybe rhythm in terms of team cohesion.
And another player who really cemented his place since arriving was Jack Curry. And we've been full of praise for him on here of late. Tuesday night was actually his first taste of defeat in an Orient shirt. He's really brought some quality to this side, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a really, really quality player, and he goes about his work seamlessly. He's joined, it seems like he's been there for like 2 seasons already. He's very comfortable on the ball. Sometimes he goes unnoticed in the sense like he just does his job so well. And it's nice to see him getting forward and him getting more confidence. And I think he was injured prior, so him getting up to full speed. I think we're yet to see the best of him, and I think he can bring a lot more than he's showing. But he's really good so far.
And Don Ball, of course, as well. Let's just talk about him. I know we spoke about him last week, Jabbo, but he's been brought in to bring that know-how into midfield. And the more minutes he's playing, the better he's looking. And he's looking like someone that we really needed, actually. Yeah,
100%. I mean, he's come in, and with his wealth of experience, and especially after last season getting that promotion and stuff, he's a key figure in there, and to delegate and boss and know how to manage games in crucial times when we're not on top. How to manage it, and I think he shows that with his experience, and he's getting in there now, getting his minutes, getting up to speed. And again, I think there's going to be more from him to come, and it's looking exciting. And like I said, once we get that balance right, it'd be interesting to see how well we can go and how far we can climb that table.
Top stuff there. Now, don't forget that today's game is available to stream outside of the UK. That means if you're watching from anywhere in the world on our YouTube stream, just head over to the Match Centre on the club website, that's leytonorient.com, and pick up your pass to watch along with us for just £10. UK fans, if you're on YouTube, you can do the same, head over and pick up an audio pass to listen along with Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. But now let's hear from Gary Watson from Walshingham Motor Insurance, who hosted a special quiz night on Thursday, and let's hear what he had to say ahead of that event.
We do this event annually. We normally do it in the city, and this year we are having our first effort at running it up in the 1881, which is great. It's a charity event that we do. We have about 120 people coming along to it. And we've traditionally done it for an event called the Magical Taxi Tour, which basically takes terminally ill kids, the taxi drivers take terminally ill kids across to Paris and visit Disney. This year we're combining it with the opportunity to support Leyton Orient Fans Trust, which again pulls together nicely our partnership with the O's and the work we do there. Particularly privileged this time round because Richie's coming along to say a few words at the event, and they're even putting in a team for the quiz, so it'll be interesting to see test Richie's mental ability as well as his ability on the pitch.
So just how does your company, Walsingham Motor Insurance, how are they involved in this event and raising money for charity?
So basically we're a taxi insurer, so and the event on the Magic Taxi Tour is done by black taxi drivers, so it's our bit to give a nod to the industry and the effort they make into the charity. And it's a nice join-up. So we invite our brokers, some of our clients, some of our suppliers along. We have an auction, we have a raffle. People pay a fair amount of money for the table, and we basically ply them with drinks and food for the evening in return for their generosity. So it's a good fun night, as well as I say, supporting two good causes. We've in the past brought some of our brokers over, they see the match day experience, they love it, but this is the first time that we've actually said to them, look, come and see what else the Orient do, come and see, we're opening to have the Walsingham name round the pitch as they arrive. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's an opportunity to show the club off in its best way, it's an opportunity to show the facilities off in the best way, and at the same time raising decent money for the club, as you know, that I love. So
Amazing to hear about such a fantastic cause. And if you want to find out more and find out how you can support and get involved as well, just head over to magicaltaxitour.com. Now let's just talk about the starting 11 today for a second, Adam. Let's move forward up the pitch into the goals department. Charlie Kelman's returned to the club. You obviously played him in that promotion winning season. He's had a year away, but he looks so sharp, so strong, so quick this year. I think everyone's really praying that he scores a lot of goals this season, aren't they?
Yeah, I spoke to him pre-season, and the lads said pre-season he'd come in and he just looked like really sharp, ready to go, and he said like it's probably the best I've felt. So I think that's a good place to start for a striker. And obviously in the first few games we saw, he looked really sharp, started off really well in terms of goals. I think his opportunities maybe have been a little bit limited. Maybe that's something to do with the teams we've played against. Maybe got solid defences, but I think he's one of them that his finishing is that good. You only need sort of a half a chance, even at a tight angle, and he'll just literally just put it in. So I think he'll start picking up in terms of the goals. I think his performances, like you said, have been really good, and I think it's only a matter of time before the goals follow.
And we've ruled a couple of chances where we've maybe hit it straight to the keeper or it's just gone wide of the post. I think it's stating the obvious to say that we've maybe got to start taking our chances to start picking up more points, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously the more chance you get, then the more chance you've got of scoring more goals. So I think obviously sometimes when you get one chance in the space of a game or the space of a half, it's like Jabba would tell you, it's nice to have 3 or 4 chances, so then you sort of get your range in a little bit. Whereas if you're relying on one chance a game or one chance a half, then it's tough to get that one spot on. But no, I think obviously he started on the right wing, didn't he, at the start of the season, so maybe he's in more natural position centre forward as well. That has a part to play as well. But I strongly believe once, like you said, we get the settled 11 and the dynamics and the cohesion going, I think he's going to be massively key in terms of goals.
And it's not just him, is it, Jabbo? You've got Ollie O'Neill, Dan Adji and even Galbraith behind him. There's some serious quality in that firepower, and when that clicks, we should be scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, totally. And I think, as Adam was saying there, once you get that cohesion going and get that synergy, you get that eye contact, you know, like he's on it, I know, he's opening up, I know I can make that run. Once you get that relationship going, I think they will get more opportunity, because at the end of the day, like Adam was saying, that you do need the opportunities. If you're just getting one chance, it's harsh to be like, oh, you had to bury that. You need kind of 1 or 2 to get your range, and obviously the top strikers, they have one chance, they score, but that's why they're at the top. Sometimes you need 1 or 2, 3, your third one, you're gonna bury it. So I think the more we can create, the better we can do. But then obviously you have got the likes of Adji, who's just another class player. Once he gets up to speed, because sometimes he's out of injury and stuff, and once he's in his flow, he goes through patches where he can score 3-4 goals on the bounce sort of thing. So there's definitely potential. We've definitely got a potent attack. It's just want to start seeing it and seeing those sort of like those chances turn into goals. But I think I'm sure it will come.
Well, Chapo, whilst we're talking about goals, we've got a little surprise for you. We actually dug deep into the history archives here. We changed this back from black and white as well. 2004, when we played Lincoln, it was a 4-3 win. Let's take a look at some of this here. If we can make out some of the players. You are in there somewhere, Jab, aren't you? Do you remember anything from this day 20 years ago?
No, not particularly. No, I must say. I mean, it's definitely not HD, is it? So, but yeah, I think that's me there, running down, you know, holding it up, setting it, like a good striker would. Get back into the box, and I always remember they had that siren or something they used to wind up at every corner. Yeah. So that's what I definitely remember from then.
I mean, there was a lot of goals in this game, and we'll see them all here. We'll see your one next, I think, Jabbo. But you used to like scoring against Lincoln, didn't you? I think, was it at the end of the season to get in the playoffs, was it, or in the playoffs? Yeah,
I think I scored against them in the playoffs. I think I scored against them in the FA Cup, and there's that finish, the sweeping finish. I think I scored a similar goal like that on my debut for Leyton Orient when I came in as a kid. So yeah, you get some teams that you just seem to get your goals against, and I don't know, you just get lucky. I don't know what it is, but yeah, this is looking back at some of the players, Lockie, Steely. Yeah, it's bringing back the memories. You can barely see it. It's amazing how television's come. Jeez.
Looking at some of this, Adam, from what you can see, I mean, if you were playing back then, you'd have had Jab in your pocket, wouldn't you?
I just don't know if it's a team bus on the way home or a horse and cart. But yeah, I think no. It's funny what Jabba said about the siren, because I remember when I played there, and that was when the Cowley brothers were the manager. And I remember it being quite intimidating, and every corner they got, every long throw they got, it was that siren was going, and it was like very much like, wow, like this is a battle we're in. Where they've changed their style of play now under Skabala, and I think that sort of element maybe comes away from it. It's not as intimidating. The siren's not going. It's not as if like the big boys are coming up and we're gonna absolutely crash and bang. So I think if you do get into your flow and if you do stop them playing, I think it might actually be quite a nice place to play. So hopefully we get our tactics right today and stop them getting into their flow, and it could be a good day for us.
Absolutely. And of course, Thursday this week marked the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Derek Reynolds, and the coincidence that of course we're playing the opponents from that night tonight. It's a special occasion, of course, and Lincoln are hosting Derek's family for the match. We want to thank them for their classy gestures and the offers, and our thoughts of course go out to Derek's family, which is no doubt a challenging time, but our thoughts are with Derek 1 year on from that awful night. Now then, let's move on and take a look at today's opponents. On the home side, it's the Imps from Lincoln. Let's take a look and see how they're going to be lining up. So in goal for Lincoln, we have number 1, it is George Wickens. It's a back 3 for the Imps of Thomas Hamer, Sean Ruffin and the captain Powdy O'Connor. Ethan Erahon is in the midfield alongside Conor McGrandles and Tom Bayliss. Dom Jeffries and Tendai Dar Ikwa occupy the flanks, whilst Jovan Makama and Freddie Draper are the boys up top. And on the bench for Lincoln is James Pardington, Lewis Monsma, Eric Ring, Ethan Hamilton, Jack Moylan, John Joshua McKiernan and Bailey Cadamateri. So that's how the home side are lining up. And they're a dangerous side. They're an exciting side, as you've just touched on, Adam, but we lost twice to them last year in strange circumstances, as we've touched on, but this is not an easy game.
No, not at all. And I think, like you mentioned there, the first time we played them, obviously on that tragic night, I think that was under the old manager, and obviously then the 2 times since then we played under this same manager, so we know what to expect. But like you said, their formation is sort of like a 3-1-4-2, 3-5-2. So that'll be interesting how we deal with that. Obviously with our back 4. I'm sure Richie's got some tactical plans for that. But yeah, they're free-flowing, possession-based, and they like transition as well. So they're quick on the break. The only positive, maybe from our point of view, is they're struggling with injuries at the moment. I think that's not their starting centre forwards up top. I think they're missing Ethan Hamilton. He's just coming back. He's just on a bench today, I think, but he's big for them as well. And they're missing Adam Jackson, who got sent off, I think, Tuesday night as well. So if there's a time to beat them, it could be today.
Looking at the last 5 results as well, their 2 wins in the last 5 have come against Stevenage and Cambridge, so not the strongest oppositions. They've drawn though to Peterborough, Wigan and Blackpool. Unbeaten in the league, but it's not like they're not there for the taking if we just focus on ourselves, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we've shown that we can match it against some of the big boys in the league, because we've performed really well without just getting that sort of that lady luck in terms of getting the full result or getting the full 3 points. So I don't think we've got anything to be afraid of. I think we're on a nice trajectory. Barring Tuesday, we're climbing. There's optimism. We're feeling good, and the team today looks really strong. So, and like you've just alluded to there, with the kind of teams they've played against and got the results against, it's not necessarily something you have to. Like, there's no easy game in the league, but they haven't beaten anyone of real note there. So I think there's nothing to be afraid of. They played midweek and had a player sent off and had to play 20 minutes with 10 men. So hopefully they're a bit knackered today, a bit more tired, and we can capitalise on that. But I don't think we need to be afraid, and I think we can go there and get back on that winning run and that unbeaten run again.
What do you think Richie's approach to this one will be then, Adam? How do you think you hurt this Lincoln side?
I don't know. Reading between the lines in the press, I think their manager has sort of said that they sometimes struggle at home, maybe when teams play differently. So I'm guessing they mean when teams sort of sit in and let them have more possession, because I feel like they prefer more of a transition. They like counter-attacking. So whether he takes that into account and thinks, okay, we'll play the game and we'll sort of sit in a bit more and try and sort of set traps for them, or whether he just thinks, you know what, against the big boys, well, I say big boys, against the teams that are up there, we always seem to perform at a high level. So maybe he's just saying, like, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's just go front foot, press, all out attack. And it's 2 similar styles of play, really. So with Richie's belief, he'll believe that we're the better team. So let's go toe to toe. So he could go either way.
Those players in midfield have got to be so key when it comes to playing that football and out footballing Lincoln. Ethan Galbraith, Sean-Claire Dunball, they're going to have to be really, really neat, really tidy and dominate this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's we're going to have the legs, but I think we've got the legs now with Claire being in there, and then allowing the license for Galbraith just to get further up, and hopefully Kelman can stretch it to give Galbraith some nice space to work in and get on the back foot and turn, and then try and slide those balls through. So I think if we can, show those enthusiasm to cover the spaces early, then it allows Galbraith maybe not to be drawn deeper, to push on forward, and then we can get in between the lines to slip those balls through for our front three to try and get those goals and chances.
We're going to very quickly see some of the goals that Lincoln have scored so far this season. Adam, what do you think we need to be alert and aware to when it comes to trying to keep a clean sheet today?
I think it's a tough one because obviously it's not their usual 11 really. Like I said, they've got a few injuries. Their two centre forwards aren't starting. So it's a tough one to prepare for really. But if you're looking here, obviously a lot of crosses going in, set pieces. So I think, again, another cross, another header. So you're seeing lots of crosses, lots of headers, and you like to think with Simpson and Beckles there that you're going to have two big boys in the middle being able to sort of combat and deal with that. I think it will very much be a game of both boxes. Will we take our chances and will we defend the box?
And yeah, I mean, just looking at some of these, Jabbo, you do get the impression that it's a big day for Jack Simpson and Omar Beckles at the back. They're going to have to win their headers. They're going to have to stop those crosses. The fullback's going to have to work hard. It's not going to be easy. Yeah,
you can see the way they smother the 6-yard area from all the crosses to get loads of bodies. Really try and impose and impact the keeper because he gets smothered. There doesn't seem much room, so he has to be very commanding today and give that information to his two centre halves. So I think between the three of them, it's going to be crucial that they're on it, especially with their communication.
Well, the players are making their way out onto the pitch at the El Niño Stadium. So let's hand over to our match commentary team. It's Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.